Hi, and welcome back to Pittman's Pumpkin Patch, Pittman's Garden Patch. It's July 7th, 2013, and I have pumpkins finally growing. Um, it's a little bit hard for me to see out here with this kind of daylight in this camera, but let me get a little bit close. The bees are going crazy in there, so you know me, I don't like bees. I'm afraid of them, hornets and wasps and all that other stuff, so hopefully you should be able to see right there in the picture. Oops, I think I got it. It's hard for me to see and make sure I got it. There's a pumpkin growing right there, and that looks to be a Cinderella pumpkin. It's in the Maxima family. That's why the fruit is yellow right now. But that's the one of the characteristics of a pumpkin or squash, if you will, in the Maxima family. It's yellow fruit while it's growing, and then eventually it'll start to turn more orange and everything as it ripens. So I have one up there, and hopefully I'll be able to show you a few more in just a little bit, bees allowing me to. There's some male flowers right down in there, and they're all throughout here. Now I've been picking a few this morning and going and doing some hand pollinating. And with hand pollinating, all you got to do, you can see some of the remnants of my handiwork. You just get yourself a few male flowers, 3 or 4. It always helps to do more than one. You know, just kind of increases your odds. And let's see if I can get in here. This is the female pumpkin flower right here, a Cinderella. You can see the fruit right there. Okay. And it's going to be hard for me because the trellis is kind of in the way. So hopefully this is going to work. Down inside of there is the female parts called the stigma, and I've already brushed a lot of pollen on it. Don't know if this is if you can see all of that or not. So I can hear the bees going crazy, and so it's making me a little fearful. I know they're busy at work, but I'm still afraid. So hopefully that showed up on there. I couldn't get too close because of the angles and everything. But there is more pumpkins. You can see, look at that. I got to get up there tonight. Look at all the way up there. That's an 8-foot by 8-foot trellis that I made. And look at that one pumpkin vine already reaching up to the sky, looking for more things to cling on to. I think those things would reach the clouds if they had a chance. But I got to get up there and redirect that vine, because if it gets too tall, it gets too much weight on the end of that vine, it's going to kink over and snap and kill the vine. Now, sometimes when that stuff happens, you'd be surprised. Pumpkin plants are very resilient. They will grow secondary and tertiary vines and grow new vines to continue the life cycle, the life process of the plant. So they will actually, I've had a plant or two out here kink itself because it just got so heavy before I could get to it and help it, and it's ended up snapping its own vine off by the sheer weight of it. And I'm going to tell you, I don't generally like opening up the tool material because it also invites the squash vine borer moth, which looks like which looks like a wasp. It flies during the daytime. Now I know I've had them out here because I had to do some surgery on a plant or two that was covered by the tool, and they still got in. So they're masters at getting into places that you don't want them to, no matter what you do. So you just do the best you can. And so I got some work to do later on tonight. I got to do some spraying and stuff, neem oil and things like that, because I'm starting to see a little bit of powdery mildew starting to show up on some of the other plants. I think it's spreading from that zucchini plant over there. So I'm going to have to do some work. So anyways, I have I see you, bee. Look, you see him down there in that male flowers, going in there and getting that pollen. I see you, buddy. Don't mess with me. I don't mess with you. Right right there, hopefully, let's see if I can see it, on the tool material, there is a Cinderella pumpkin that's leaning over. Now, I don't know if that one got pollinated. I'm kind of thinking it didn't, because that opened up about maybe 4 days ago, and it doesn't seem to be changing in size any, so I'm doubting that one got pollinated. Okay, as compared to that one I showed you right up there, that one, it definitely got pollinated. It has grown, and the size of the length of the stems on that thing is huge. I've never seen them that long before. So let me back out here. Let me show you. Hey, look at that. Finally got a cucumber going on my weak little plants that I started from seeds. You know, finally, that thing's is the little munchers, and I got another one over here. There he is. Look at that. Look at that cucumber right there. Let me turn it on the side. Alright, so an old cucumber growing there. Getting to be a good size. And quick little tour over here. Tomatoes are starting to ripen. Some beef steaks. And I've already picked a couple Roma tomatoes off of here. This one down here on the end right there, that's a better boy. This is one of the new plants. So I got to come out here and put some neem oil and some dish soap in some filtered water, and goes doing some spraying for aphids and other things like that. Notice there's the Boogie Blue water filter right there attached to the timer, the filter, and then there's a little shut-off valves right there. I got one in use, and I got a little hose line coming up here, and it goes and connects right down in here. And this is where I started my drip irrigation system, and I've got it all through the beds here. And then it goes down, elbows down, comes up, connects, goes into this bed throughout, and does the same thing over here. Goes down, comes up into this bed, and everything. And I got to put in a few more drip emitters and some tees and everything for some of the other areas. You can see the line comes down here, comes up here, splits into my blueberries and some of the other Boston marrows and stuff like that, and the squash and zucchini. Comes down here, comes down over this way, up into this bed, and feeds there. Real quick, let me show you, if I can, a couple more pumpkins that are hiding down in here. Let's see. Oh, I see one right there. There he is. Let's see if I can zoom in. The lighting's better for my eyes over here. There he is. See him right in there? Dead center right there in that screen? There he is. That's a Big Max. And he got pollinated. I could tell he's growing. I hand pollinated that one. And I got one. Oh, yeah, there he is. Right there. See that one right there? It's about the size of a small apple. That's definitely growing from where it was 2 or 3 days ago. So you can tell within 2 or 3 days. Look at this vine coming out here hanging. I got to redirect him up the trellis. But it's so crowded. I mean, I'm redirecting vines, tertiary vines and secondary vines all over the place. I mean, look at this stuff. Just monstrous. Way over, over 8 feet tall, and it's coming out here. Look at that. See, and this thing's going to snap. And the thing is, you got to catch these things early on, the vines, as they're growing out, and redirect them, because they're more pliable. They're able to be bent and redirected. But when they start to get more length and everything, it makes it much harder and much more likely that you're going to snap it. But you got to try, because eventually what it's going to do is it's going to kink itself, and it will snap itself, and it could injure the whole plant. If you got something growing on there, you don't want to do that. Now, so I got looks to be about 4 pumpkins growing right now. There's, I think, another one back in there somewhere. I think I got, well, maybe 3. And I had another one open up this morning. See, right in, let's see if I can even find it anymore. There he is. There she is. And that's a female flower right there, about halfway up the vine. And I bravely, because I don't like those bees and hornets, I bravely went in there and got some male flowers and peeled the petals off and went up there like a Monet, and I painted some pollen on there. And I did see a bee go in there too. So, you know, I know that they're going in there, so hopefully that's going to be more successful on the pollinating. Now I kind of bent the petals back a little bit so I can get more access in there, because it's such an angle I couldn't really see if there was any bees or anything in there before I started sticking the stamen, the male part, in there. But I believe that's a Cinderella. I looked at the pumpkin underneath it. It looked more round and flat, so that's a Cinderella. But it is over here on the Maxima, on the Big Mac side of the bed. But you know, these vines are going so crazy under there in all their directions. Now, even though my my Howdens and my Mr. Wrinkles pumpkins are doing really good as far as their growing and everything, and they are putting out female flowers, but they're not, they've been aborting them. But I got plenty more female flowers on there. It's just taking a long time for them to develop and open up. So, you know, that's my one little sad part, because I'm getting so, you know, I'm like, well, the Big Macs and the Cinderellas are opening up, and they're getting pollinated, and they're growing. Come on, guys, you Howdens and Mr. Wrinkles, let's get going here, you know. So, but there's a lot of male flowers and stuff all in there, and the vines are crazy and just going all kinds of stuff, you know. But I'm just really getting impatient a little bit with these Peppo family pumpkins. And now the fruits on the Peppo will be green until they go to ripe, until they start to ripen, then they'll turn orange. But you know, and look at that one Howden plant that's up there at the top. That was sticking halfway back. That was sticking part way back out into the yard towards me, and I had to redirect the vine over the top, and I tied it on because it was going to kink itself. And I happened to catch that last night, so I was up here standing on the trampoline and everything, and getting up there and bending the vine very carefully. And you know, there's a female flower there at the top, right there, and you see how the one leaf goes to the left and one leaf goes to the right, and you know, at the top there's a female flower there. There's one further down that looks pretty good. But I've seen some of these have been aborting the flowers, and that's normal. That's normal for the flowers, female flowers, to abort if the conditions just aren't right. You know, you don't like to see it, but it happens. And you see that plant right there? One dead center there. I was thinking that was a Boston Arrow, because that's what I remembered planting all in here. But that's actually a Mr. Wrinkles, because I looked at a female flower, and I saw the fruit underneath it, and it was totally green, not yellow. And Boston Arrows are in the Maxima family, which you would have a yellow fruit underneath. Peppo family, you have a green fruit. Well, this was a green fruit, so I'm like, I remember now. I thought I did plant one or two Mr. Wrinkles seeds in here just because I happened to have them and they were ready to be planted, to be sowed. So that's actually, you know, that's slowly, you know, it's not doing as well as the other plants that are growing over here in mushroom compost and topsoil mix. See? So this doesn't really have a whole lot of mushroom compost in it. These ones over here, because this was from the compost that I made got back in February, which came, I think, from a landfill. This mushroom compost comes from Mushroom Farmers, and I'm telling you folks, this is great stuff. This is the first year I've used it. I mean, look at that bed right there with the other pumpkins. That's mushroom compost, and it also has Miracle Grow garden soil in it mixed, because I only had a little bit left to fill up the bed, so I wasn't going to go pay a landscaping company a bunch of money to deliver a little bit of compost, you know, mushroom compost. So I just grabbed a few bags of soil, maybe like 10 bags, and just mixed it all in with the mushroom compost. I mean, that stuff is going crazy, you know. Look at that stuff. Beautiful. And the same stuff over here. This is just mushroom compost and topsoil. Excellent. And I'm also using Boogie Brew compost tea. Very important to brew your compost tea. And Boogie Brew is an excellent brand. You go to boogiebrew.com and look at their stuff. Trust me, you will love it. But you can see it looks like I might be getting some powdery mildew. Because you look over here on these zucchinis, it may be hard to see, but I see some powder. Yeah, look at that. Powdery mildew. And it's going to be spreading, so I got to get on that. You know, I might have to pick a few leaves to get it out of here to help combat the spread of powdery mildew. Because when that stuff takes over, man, you're in bad shape. I might just pull that zucchini plant to get it out of here, you know. But anyways, these Boston marrows did not do very well. They got attacked, and I probably didn't water them frequently enough. So there you can see them dying and wilting. I got to pull those and everything. Okay, so let me start moving out of here. Here are more of my squash and zucchini over here. Some zucchini plants, some squash on the outside, some pumpkins, jack-o'-lantern style in here, and some howdens on the outside, and they're doing well. So from Pittman's Pumpkin Patch, I have pumpkins. Bye.